Whispers of the haunted thicket. The enchanted forest, a place of beauty and mystery, where the trees whispered secrets and the air crackled with magic. It beckoned to me like a siren's call, its ethereal allure drawing me deeper into its depths. Little did I know that within the lush canopy lay a darkness that defied comprehension, a nightmarish realm where the line between reality and fantasy blurred into oblivion. As I ventured into the heart of the enchanted forest, the air grew thick with an otherworldly energy. The trees seemed to sway in an unnatural rhythm, their branches reaching out like gnarled fingers grasping at the fabric of reality. Yet, despite the ominous atmosphere, I pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity to uncover the forest's secrets. As dusk descended upon the forest, the shadows danced with a life of their own, casting eerie shapes upon the forest floor. The air grew heavy with the scent of earth and decay, and a sense of unease settled over me like a suffocating blanket. Yet, despite the growing sense of dread, I pressed on, determined to uncover the truth that lay hidden within the forest's ancient depths. In the heart of the enchanted forest, a clearing lay hidden, a place where the boundaries between the living and the supernatural realm blurred into a surreal dreamscape. As I stepped into the clearing, a chill wind swept through the air, sending shivers down my spine. The ground seemed to tremble beneath my feet, and the trees whispered tales of ancient curses and forgotten nightmares. In the center of the clearing stood a gnarled tree, a twisted monolith that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Its branches reached out like twisted fingers, beckoning me forth with a silent plea. As I approached, a sense of dread washed over me. Yet I could not resist the pull of the tree's sinister allure. As I reached out to touch the tree, a blinding light filled the clearing, illuminating the darkness with an otherworldly glow. The air crackled with magic, and the ground beneath my feet seemed to shift and warp with the intensity of the supernatural energy. In that moment, I knew that I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. In the depths of the enchanted forest, a malevolent force stirred, a darkness that hungered for souls and reveled in the suffering of the living. Its presence loomed over me like a shadow, casting a pall over the once beautiful landscape. Yet, despite the overwhelming sense of terror, I could not tear myself away from the tree's mesmerizing gaze. As the night wore on, the malevolent force grew stronger, its grip tightening around my soul like a vice. The whispers of the forest echoed in my mind, taunting me with promises of eternal torment and unspeakable horrors. Yet, despite the overwhelming sense of dread, I pressed on, determined to uncover the truth that lay hidden within the forest's ancient depths. In a moment of terror, the tree's true form was revealed, a grotesque monstrosity that seemed to defy the laws of nature. Its branches twisted and contorted, reaching out with a ravenous hunger that sent bile rising in my throat. Panic seized me as I realized the gravity of the situation, was trapped in the clutches of a supernatural predator, with no hope of escape. As the malevolent force closed in, its ethereal form pulsating with an otherworldly energy, I uttered words of defiance, a desperate plea for release from its malevolent grip. The air crackled with an unseen force, and the ground beneath my feet seemed to tremble with the intensity of the supernatural energy. In a blinding flash of light, the malevolent force vanished, leaving behind a sense of surreal calmness in its wake. The enchanted forest, once a place of beauty and mystery, returned to its tranquil state, the trees whispering tales of forgotten nightmares and ancient curses. Yet, despite the apparent peace, I knew that the darkness still lurked within the forest's ancient depths, waiting to claim its next victim. Whispers of the Forsaken Forest. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting the enchanted forest into a realm of shadow and mystery. As I ventured deeper into its ancient depths, the air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The trees loomed overhead like silent sentinels, their gnarled branches reaching out as if to ensnare unwary travelers. A sense of unease settled over me. As I navigated the twisting paths, the darkness closing in around me like a suffocating shroud. Yet, despite the ominous atmosphere, I pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within the forest's depths. As I wandered deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, the trees seemed to close in around me, their branches entwining to form a dense canopy overhead. The air grew heavy, with an otherworldly energy, and the ground beneath my feet seemed to pulse with a faint, rhythmic beat. In the distance, I heard the sound of whisper-soft, ethereal voices that seemed to echo through the forest like the rustle of leaves in the wind. Curiosity piqued, I followed the sound, weaving my way through the dense undergrowth until I came upon a clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center of the clearing stood a towering oak tree, its twisted branches reaching up toward the sky like skeletal fingers. As I approached, the whispers grew louder, their words incomprehensible yet filled with a sense of ancient sorrow. With trembling hands, I reached out to touch the tree's gnarled trunk, and in that moment, the forest came alive with a symphony of sound and movement. The tree seemed to sway in time with the whispers, their branches bending and twisting in a macabre dance. Suddenly, the ground beneath me gave way, and I found myself tumbling into a dark, subterranean chamber hidden beneath the forest floor. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the walls were adorned with strange, rune-like symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. As I stumbled to my feet, I realized that I was not alone. Shadows danced along the walls, their forms shifting and twisting in the dim light. I could feel their eyes upon me, cold and hungry, and a sense of primal fear washed over me like a tidal wave. Desperate to escape, I began to run, the echoes of my footsteps reverberating through the chamber like a drumbeat. Yet, no matter how fast I ran, the shadows seemed to close in around me, their whispers growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. Just when I thought I could run no longer, I stumbled upon a narrow passageway leading deeper into the darkness. With no other options left, I plunged forward into the unknown, praying that it would lead me to safety. As I ventured deeper into the labyrinthine tunnels, the air grew colder, and the whispers of the shadows grew more frenzied. I could feel their presence closing in around me, their icy fingers brushing against my skin like a lover's caress. With each passing moment, the darkness seemed to grow more oppressive, until finally I could bear it no longer. Collapsing to my knees, I cried out for mercy, my voice lost amidst the cacophony of whispers that surrounded me. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the whispers ceased, and the darkness lifted. I found myself lying on the forest floor, the moon shining down upon me like a beacon of hope. As I stumbled to my feet and made my way out of the enchanted forest, I couldn't help but wonder what dark secrets lay hidden within its ancient depths. And though I may never know the truth, one thing was certain: never again would I venture into that forsaken thicket, lest I become lost to its sinister embrace forever.